Today's the day I get my new reflex diesel stove fitted. I've not been well these last couple of days, as you can probably hear from my voice, and I've not been able to remove this chimney. It is extremely tough, it is cemented in, and it looks like I haven't got the right tools, so I'm hoping the guys, when they turn up a little bit later, will be able to help me get it out. As you can see here, I've made a start on chipping out the cement. I've been able to get down so far, but the tools I've got will not get down that gap. And I've started on the outside as well. That's the old chimney taken off. And as you can see, I've also started by chipping out the cement here. It's a bit easier, I must admit, taking this bit out, but once again it's getting the dirt out, or the cement out, from that gap. I apologise for the noise, but it is loud when you're chipping out cement. Paul and Carl from Lockgate Stoves were so quick at getting this chimney out, I didn't get a chance to film them doing it. Yes, I think getting that chimney out was beyond me, beyond my skill set, let's say. There we are, that's the old stove out.
This
looked heavy.
good sized tank. Our friends at J Wolf, 125 litres.
That's 125 litres, absolutely huge. Love it.
And hopefully it fits in there.
Let's hope so, yeah.
Thank God. Yeah, so if there's any, although it's open here, I'm about to block this off. If you cut off the fuel line behind,
yeah, that's what I'm going to do, mate.
Yeah, do you want some tissue down just in case?
Looking good.
Breather, it's going to top under this gunnel.
Yep. And it fits. I just wanted to say at this stage that I'm not sponsored by Lockgate Stoves. I just love the product. The only discount I've received is the same one that was offered to everybody at Crick last year. Here we see the hole that's been cleaned, ready to accept the new chimney. And below we see the new stove in its rough position. Carl is now fitting the new chimney. He's taking his time to get all the angles right, because it's not exactly straight. It has to angle up against the side of the boat and then out into the roof. Not only does this new diesel reflex stove look fantastic, it actually pumps out a huge amount of heat, up to 4.5 kilowatts of heat. And if you'd like to see the full lighting procedure, please watch towards the end of the video where it is all explained to me. Here Paul is using something I've not heard of before, a jiggle siphon, to put diesel into my new tank. Are you ready?
Yeah, so this is your 2000 Kate in copper reflex. I'll pop to the stove. Just going to loosen the chain so I can lift the lid and put that on there. So inside the stove, that's what you can see. Look in there, so what you can see in there, in the centre of that is a burner pot. Sorry, burner net. I'll just take the burner net. That's your burner net. to the side. I'll just show you inside as well. We have pulled, because it's brand new, we have pulled some fuel through. That's why you can see fuel in the bottom. But that's just us.
Yep.
Doing that. So a couple of things to look out for in here. Just adjust my mirror. Will be the thermocouple. That's at the top of there.
Yeah.
See that there. You've got these top air holes, and they'll probably never get blocked. It's very hard to block those. They are all the way around. And you've got 3 rows of these holes here. So on the side of them, there's one there. If you can see that in the mirror. There's another one down the bottom. That's the middle row, and then a bit further down is the bottom row of those holes.
Okay.
Yep, they're all the way around as well. It's quite important to keep those clean. The best way to clean them, it will be a little wire brush. You can get the wire brushes that look like a toothbrush almost. They're good to get in there. Take away any light dobbing around the sides. Where that weld is, the weld will disappear over time in colour, but that's where the fuel comes in. That little hole at the bottom down there. Yeah, and what I'll also show you as well is on the outside, that's the cleaning needle. It's a pin that pushes right into that hole we just looked at.
Yeah.
Yep, so if you push that all the way in, right up to that elbow, internally, you can see the pin that's in there at the bottom.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you see that. What the idea, over time you will get scale build up where that fuel comes in.
Yeah.
And that's a pin, so you don't have to keep shutting it down each time. You can use it whilst it's running, and you just push the pin, and it makes a clear run for the fuel to keep coming in and out between you cleaning it internally. You want to be shutting it down probably at least once a month or twice a month, even better. Having a clean inside. Might not always need cleaning inside, but if you make a regular shut down, have a look, or if you're lighting it regularly, each time before you light it, have a look inside, see if it needs cleaning. Normal position of that clean needle will go about 4 or 5 inches back, something like that, and then if you push it in, pull it back to where it was. It will come out if you want it to, but it'll come right back to there. If you do, just push it back in. Just push it back in. There,
To clean it, is it obviously when it's cold?
Yep.
Is it just soap and water or just water?
To clean internally, no water needed. No, so you'll have a bit of sooty build up around everything. So a wire brush, strap it around. It'll all fall to the bottom of the burner pot. A bit of kitchen roll or blue roll. Just go in there, swipe it to one side, kind of clump it out. It's probably the best way. Some people donate a hoover to it, but it is soot. So if your hoover starts picking soot up, it's going to be a stove hoover from that point on. The glass itself is a ceramic glass. It's quite hard, hearty glass. Over time you'll get a film of soot on this as well. Again, bit of kitchen roll will get most of it off. Yep. If you get the tougher stuff like you do on stove glass, something lightly abrasive like pink stuff kitchen cleaner or a scouring pad, something lightly abrasive, and it'll come off. Usually happens around the edges, and then that'll keep your glass clean. Over time again, up the chimney you'll get a light sooting. The natural vibration of the boat you shouldn't really be sweeping chimneys. You'll get a film of soot up the chimney, natural vibration of the boat, and it'll fall down and it'll end up in the back of there. A little bit of fluff in the back of there is okay. It takes an awful lot to block it up, but over time you'll get a congregation in there. Just pull it forward and again take it out. Yeah, and just check the air holes. You can see through all the air holes, even with the light sooting over there. You should still see through air holes. It will still run like that, but it's then time to start cleaning it and think about it. So that's the inside. So I'll just drop the lid down like there, and then take you around this side. So fuel line from the outside tank comes in here, goes into an automatic fire valve. You can use that as a stopcock. Most people leave it open, and if you want to isolate it, there's a tap on the side of the tank, and that shuts the whole lot down. Yep, so in the event of a fire, if that ever gets to 70 degrees centigrade, there's an element inside that melts and shuts down. So if you had a cabin fire, you can't feed a tank of fuel into a cabin fire. That's the idea of that. Comes round to this red button device. It's a flame fail device. Attached to that probe that was in there, that's a thermocouple for it. So what this does, it recognises a flame. So when we light it, about 3-5 minutes in of lighting it, we manually set this. It only travels about 6-7 mil. What it does is the red button pushes a pin down inside, and if it recognises a flame inside, it holds the pin down. Fuel keeps coming through. Keep using your stove. If you come to turn your stove off, or if it were to blow out, the flame would disappear. It would recognise it, pop the pin, shut the fuel down.
Yeah.
So the event of it trying to fail, it would turn the fuel supply off. Talked about cleaning needle. So this is the grey knob. So it's currently facing that little 0 marker down there. To turn it on, it's anti-clockwise. Goes up a little bit of a ramp. You get a first click. That first click's setting number 1 or low setting.
Yeah.
Opposite that is maximum. You can go anywhere in between that. Comes back down to number 1 setting. You get a bit of resistance to tell you it's on the low setting. If you keep going past that, that's how you turn it off. So keep going past and drops down to there, and that stops any more fuel from regulator to pot. Whatever's in there will burn off and then go out. Yeah. Oh shit. There is a tab on this side of the regulator. You can see that on your video. This is a float reset. Generally only happens if you get dragged out of a slip. The float inside the regulator will get moved about too much. It thinks it's on choppy water and it will shut your stove down. You lift that once, you generally hear a click of the float, and it resets the floats to carry on working.
Alright, that's good. I like the safety features.
Yeah, plenty of safety features. We have put a bit of diesel into it now, so I'm just going to take that bit of diesel out, and then we'll light it. Bit of fire lighter. Good old fire lighters. Fire lighters are good for work, especially if it's a bit windy outside, that sort of thing. There's 2 ways of lighting it. Fire lighters, which is what we're going to do now, or you can light it with methylated spirit. Meths is good if you've got a bit of scale on the base of the burner pot inside. It's fine to have scale there. It will help wick the fuel when you're trying to light it, especially in windier conditions. Fire lighters will light it in pretty much any condition. You might get a little bit of puff back sometimes while it gets hot. But the meths, when lighting with meths, if the meth goes out, you've got to let it all cool down again. Yeah. I'll put this down. So that's probably a bit more than you need, but while we've got it out, put that bit there, and I'm going to crumble a little bit in there as well. I'm sure you can see the light on the front. Yep, so it's going to crumble a little bit in there because it's quite well, it is a brand new burner pot. I'm going to put a bit of fire lighter. So with that fire lighter, I'll move it with this.
Yep.
I don't want it to block where the fuel comes in, but I'd like it next to it.
Yep.
Yep. Might as well throw that in for good measure as well. More the merrier. So lighting it, we know where the fire lighter is going to go. When there's a bit of scale in there, you might just use a small bit of fire lighter where the fuel comes in, because there's a bit of scale for it to wick into. So we'll light the fire lighter, put the cage back in, put the lid down, and then we're going to turn the fuel on. So, light the fire lighter, cage in, plenty of time to do this, plenty of time. Make sure it's seated down, happy with that. Before it just starts to smoke too much, put the lid down. You can look through the window, I can see it's still lit, happy with it being lit. Yeah. Then what we'll do is the controller will set to number 2. So over here, we know the tap's on. Controller on the grey knob goes up that first ramp to that first click, and then it's the next notch, which is about there. And then we're going to wait 3 minutes, or 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then press that red button to set that device. And what I tend to do is say, "Hey Siri, set a 3-minute timer."
3 minutes.
And then you can go back to making your cup of tea, doing whatever you're doing, and when your timer comes off, press the red button. Yep. That's my 3-minute timer gone off. So now we know the flame. You can see the flame quite high up, especially around that side anyway. So we know that thermocouple is going to be recognised in the flame. Come around here, it's a red button. Just there, only travels about 6-7 mil. Push that down, pushes the pin down inside because I felt the pin. And if you push it again, you can't feel that pin, so you know it's latched.
Yeah.
Over time, they might get a bit sticky, not spring up so much, but you can push it down and just pull it back. Yeah. If that's the case. Yeah, and what that does, it keeps the fuel coming in now, tops the regulator up, and it's the regulator that gravity feeds and regulates through to the burner pot. So we leave it on number 2, we're just leaving it. Let's just press the red button.
And to turn it off, it's just back to
Yep,
0.
so grey knob, round to number 1 setting, you get a bit of resistance, keep going and you'll feel it kind of drop off to 0.
The job is completed. The 125 litre tank is fitted and has around 40 litres of fuel in it. I really love the look of it. Now it's in, I will be making the bow into a seating and garden area where I will sit to have my morning coffee or al fresco dinner. As you have seen, Paul and Carl have done a brilliant job. Thank you to both of them. It looks amazing and exactly what I wanted. I wasn't sure about the metal backdrop, but I think it looks great, working well to enhance the copper stove. I chose the copper version as I love the look, plus as it tarnishes with heat it will make it look even better. Finally, I want to say I highly recommend Lockgate Stoves to get your diesel reflex stove. From start to finish I've been treated so well and no question was too stupid. And yes, I had a few of them. If you got value from today's video, give it a like. It really helps the channel. Next week I will be going out cruising and trying to do some DIY on the move.